some participation. So I will be doing a short little practice on journaling. I love to show people how to do just a little bit of meditative thought and reflection and where you can start. Because sometimes it's just starting, right? It's just, what do you do? How do you journal? What's the big deal about it? Is maybe some people's questions, right? So welcome again, day one, creating a peaceful you. I'm super sorry for kind of pausing here and maybe being a little repetition. This is my first time doing a webinar. I'm trying to also put it on YouTube, which is new to me, so I get this for the pause there. So thank you again for joining me and probably joining me later and maybe seeing it at a later time. And I hope that you find some good bits of information for yourself. All right, how to journal, what to do, creating a peaceful you. Why is journaling peaceful? What is journaling done for me? Okay, and first, it really just helps me to stay focused sometimes, right? It helps me to, at times, just get all the junk that's in my brain out onto paper, and it helps me to start to decipher where I'm going with various things. So I know that maybe, so what I find, you know, you can use anything for a journal. Some people like fancy things. I'm not real fancy. So, but at one time I did create a journal using one of these type of composition books. Actually, one that was a little more simpler, the black and red ones. And we kind of decoupaged it, I believe it's called, and unfortunately my dog got to it a little bit. But I had a friend that was very artsy, and she showed us how to decorate it, you know, using what they call decoupage. So you can do this if you've got a little creative juice in yourself and you like to do things. You can do things like this to make your journal more fancy, more pleasing to look at and to grab. Also, just doing this, like taking the half an hour for ourselves to, you know, tune in and just play. It's peaceful itself, right? Just that's why many people are drawn to doing arts, and I don't want to say crafts, but arts, because it is a way of meditation. It's like a meditation and movement. So just taking time to create your journal is peaceful. It's also owning it. It's taking that and making claim to it, right? And it's putting love into it, right? So when you go to journal, it means something more than just writing words in a book, okay? So this is one of my journals. I've already filled this puppy up. I think maybe there might be a couple pages at the end. And unfortunately, I'm one of these people that have several kind of journals sitting around. I have another one of these composition books that already is decorated for me and had hearts. It was perfect. I loved it. So I grabbed it, right? I will have several journals started. I apologize for that. I thought I had that turned on. I have several journals around the house, and I can have several journals that I'm writing in at one time. Now, if you're a little more organized than me, you probably just kind of would keep your journals all in one place and not try to do a whole bunch at once, right? Or have too many, because then you can't really keep. Some people like to go back each day and decide and look at what they've been journaling, where they're going, where they came from, where their thoughts are. Right, kind of like self-evaluating yourself. Now, if you need a little more guided help on journaling, I was given this beautiful, and it's not fancy, but it's a beautiful book in itself because it's called the 5-Minute Journal. And it kind of directs you, okay? What I like about it is it doesn't have to be a long time. You don't have to journal for hours and hours, right? You just take your short bit of time to just jot something down, right? It's sometimes something to get your focus for the day. And decide when you want to journal. Is it better for you? Try practicing, like getting up and taking some extra few minutes in the morning to journal and see where it sets you for the tone of the day. or possibly journal at night and see if it helps you to end your day with kind of just getting rid of some of the things that you experienced in the day. Or maybe do both morning and night. And again, it doesn't have to be something that's super long, right? It doesn't have to be in depth. It doesn't have to be super flowy. You don't have to make it sound poetic. This is just you taking time for you to reflect and write and just relax, okay? It's very helpful. Some people just call it like you maybe wake up in the morning and you just brain dump, right? Or actually it's better for me to do the brain dump type stuff than the night because I've been busy all day. Where do I need to focus next? What do I need to start for the next day? My journals have lots in them. It has from, you know, just what's going on in my head, my I am statements, to what do I plan business-wise to get done, sometimes even a list of things that I want done for the day. And then I kind of take those lists that show up in my journal and put them onto a clipboard where I have to have a list of things that I chalk off for the day, okay? So I'm not sure if anyone is popped on here, is joining me. It's okay. And I was just jumping over onto the Zoom part or the YouTube area and see if anyone is asking any questions. I would love to answer if so. So, all right, I'll just kind of pause for a minute here. You know, sometimes when doing these, you always feel like you gotta just fill up every moment of the moment, right? So again, this next journal I was talking, you know, segued off a little bit. This is called the 5-minute journal. And what's really cool about it is that it has what you can write in the morning and then the gray areas for the evening. And what it has in it, it usually has at least a little quote for the day. Like this one says, compassion isn't about solution. It's about giving all the love you got. So it gives you something to think about for the day. And then it says, I am grateful for. Now, just to segue here, just a little bit about gratitude. In waking up in gratitude and writing it down, what it does for you. If anybody's practiced this, it sure is a way to just get focused and to put a positive in the start of your day. Now, I'm like everybody else, and this is why I've created this, is because I have stress, I have worries, I have concerns. I often will really wake up with like a start, and the first things going through my mind are some worries, and like worry does not do us any good, correct? So if I step back and begin to start in my head all the things that I'm grateful for, then it starts to put a whole different take on what's happening for me, okay? So then the turnaround, maybe write in your journal, like, so what am I grateful for? And it's just 3 of them, right? What's your most grateful? And it can just be simple. Sometimes I'm just grateful for my soft pillow, right? Sometimes I'm grateful for my silly dogs that wake me up, right? And it could be more depth than that. And sometimes, like somebody pointed out to me one time, you can go a little further with that grateful. I'm grateful for my soft pillow because it holds my head at night and then my neck is not sore in the morning. So just take it a little deeper why you're so grateful for something, right? Something, someone, an animal, okay? What would make today great? So that can be loaded, right? Could be many things. What would make today great? And then have your daily affirmations. Now, if you're not a believer in affirmations, I'm going to encourage you to begin them anyway. And just see what happens. And what are affirmations? Affirmations are I am, and then your state of what you want to be like. For me, I often write the characters, the being, the state of being. I am passionate. I am courageous. I am strong. You know, not always do I feel all these things, but when I write these, and I write them every day for weeks on end, I begin to believe it. So know this, when I started, and I've journaled on and off through the years, and I even noticed I slipped a little bit the last month. I haven't journaled. All of a sudden I realized I picked up my journal today and I realized I haven't journaled for a whole month. Isn't that funny? I'm teaching on it tonight, on journaling, and I myself have stepped away from it for a bit. So I started to reflect. And what I found is that I have been a little more anxious, a little more doubting myself. Can anybody else relate to this? I didn't notice that there was some attendees. Hi, Brandon D and Willie O. Welcome. This excites me. I don't know. I thought I could see you if you were on. Super excited that you are here. If you have any questions, pop up. Feel free to ask them at any point. Okay. And we'll go from there. Yes, thank you, Brandon D and Willie Olson, for attending and making my night. So, all right. So, yeah, just sidetracked me for half a second. I do apologize. And now there's a Catherine Workman. Good morning. Allowed to talk. I'm going to put that allowed to talk. There we go. And Brandon, allowed to talk. This is a little new. This webinar to me is a bit new. So there we go, folks. Welcome. Hi, Brandon. I appreciate you popping on. I often watch your videos every day almost. They're fantastic and encouraging. Welcome, Catherine Workman. And again, if you guys have questions, you feel free to unmute yourself and to ask questions. All right, so I was talking about myself, right? I don't mean to be talking about just me, but sometimes I'm good at like relating to other people's things and what's going on for them. And I stepped away for a while of journaling this last month. And when I picked up my journal and I realized I hadn't journaled in a bit, I was like, oh, that explains a lot. That explains a whole lot. That explains my self-doubt that's been creeping in, explains some of my, I think the best word I can say, hi, hello, Catherine again. My little bit of, what's that word? I just get in a funk once in a while. Like, just like, why am I, I don't know if anybody else goes there once in a while. You just get kind of funky about yourself. And that's what happens when I'm not journaling. When I'm journaling and I'm writing what I'm grateful for, what would make my day great, and some of my affirmations, which are very empowering, then it puts me in a state of more excitement through the day. Okay. Now, by all means, I'm not, perfect at this, like I'm not perfect at life, right? I'm just sharing what has helped me find peace and where I found it to be working. Okay. So journals can be just guided like this one that you can find. I'm not even sure. I'm sure you can look on, it's a www.5minutejournal.com. Ups and downs, no apparent reason sometimes, especially during the quarantine. Yes, Brandon. I journaled quite a bit when we were first started on the journaling and first started on the quarantine, because I was just feeling all of that, right? All of it. The nervousness. I couldn't even really watch the TV after a while. It was just better for me to go downstairs and come down here and just kind of like escape into that. Just kind of check in to see what people have to say. I'm not sure how to go over to the YouTube spot and see what that's doing, but that's okay. I can respond to people later, and as soon as I get more versed in doing some type of webinars, I will know how to do these things, right? So what I would like to do tonight, I don't like to just get on and talk too much, right? I mean, I don't have a problem talking, for real. I don't have a problem sharing, but I think it's much more productive when folks have actually get to experience it. It's experiential. I like to do workshops and things where you're actually doing, not just listening, right? Because we can read and we can listen to somebody all day long, and until we actually experience more and experience doing it, it doesn't, it's not as good. It's not as good. It's the best way to put it. So I want to ask you three to go ahead, and if you don't have a journal handy dandy near you, just go see if you can find a pen and paper. Just grab something, right? I don't know how many times I've journaled when I have pieces of loose paper everywhere. So I'll give you a few moments while you grab your pen and paper. And once you do that, I think, can you raise your hands like the little things where it says, like where that you can say, yes, I have one. Okay. All right, Brandon's got one. Awesome. You found a little hand. Perfect. I think that might be no, sure. I was going to try to do a poll, but no, I won't do that. Right. So we're just going to pause. So if there's anybody else out in the audience out there, because I'm doing a live YouTube stream, which is new to me. We'll give them a minute to get. And the funny thing is, I noticed that when you're doing these, you're always a little different step behind. Does that make sense? So what's going on the YouTube is a little bit behind what I have going on right here. Okay, so fantastic. I'm going to guess that you have something near, and I'm just going to take a moment to have you, I love breath work and meditation. And what we're going to do is we're just going to close our eyes, and you're going to take that deep breath. And maybe pause at the top of the breath. And then exhale, letting your body just settle down a little bit. This is always helpful at the end of the night before you crawl into bed or wherever you're going to decide to journal. Just to take those few deep breaths. Just continue to breathe deep as you can. In through your nose and maybe exhaling through your mouth. Letting all the worries slip away for a few moments. Taking time for you just to relax and to tune in to you. 7 p.m. tonight here anyway in Michigan, maybe mid-afternoon wherever you're at. I'm appreciative that you took the time to step in for yourself and relax. Now I want you to pick up your pen, and I want you just to begin jotting down things that just cross your mind. If it is what you need to get accomplished the rest of the day, write it down. What is it you need to do later? Maybe you're just having thoughts of a person or a place or a thing. Whatever pops up right now, just write it down. Sometimes it can be one word, sometimes it can be full sentences. Just let it flow. I'm going to be quiet for a few while you let that go. You might even be the type of person that just has pictures pop up. Maybe you just need, maybe you just need to write a picture or draw something. Let yourself do that. Sometimes when I can't get started, I'll just kind of start a swirl, a spiral on the paper to get me started. Very good. Now what I'd like you to do, shift your brain just a little bit. We just did what we call kind of a brain dump. Let everything out, let it go. If there's anything last things that you got going on in your mind, let that flow. And now let's shift to what you're grateful for. Just start writing. You can write the words I am grateful for, or you can just write one sentence I am grateful for and then list. It doesn't matter. It's your journal, your way, however is easier. It's just about doing. Taking the moment to take what's here in your heart. And that's one thing I should say is if you're finding you're like thinking too hard, what I need you to do is close your eyes again. Imagine the little you at the top of your brain and there's steps going down to your heart and you're walking down to your heart. And now when you breathe, take that breath and imagine your heart area. Now come from here, come from the heart. Now see what comes up for what you're grateful for. Just right. And like I mentioned before, you can say, I'm grateful for, and just write one thing. Or you can expound it just a little bit more and say, I am grateful for, like I said, my soft pillow. Oh, actually, it's not that soft of a pillow. It's kind of a firm pillow. I am grateful for my pillow, period, because when I wake up, my neck no longer hurts because it's just the right pillow for me. See how that can work? You're just going a little deeper on why you're grateful for what you're grateful for. Great. All right. Now, another thing I always like to do in my journal, no matter what I'm writing about, is to write about I am statements, to do my I ams. So I want you to take a deep breath again and to exhale all stress, negativity is out. I want you to, as if everything was exactly as you want it to be. What is the state of being you want to come? How do you want to present yourself to the world? How do you want to be? If you're not joyful, I am joyful, right? If you're feeling sad right now, I am joyful. I am happy. So you think sometimes we have to write ourselves and trick our brains out of these emotions and feelings we have. It's powering, it's powerful. Words are powerful. And there's something about actually taking this information from here from our hearts and putting it on paper and in our journals that makes things happen. I heard something one time that said, and I don't remember the percentages exactly, but I know it was similar to what you think, about 25% of what will happen. And again, not sure if the percent's right, but I know it's a lower percent that it will actually happen. If you take the time to sit and write down what you want to happen, it's more than 50% will happen. If you actually write these things down daily of what you want to happen, then it's like over the 80 to 90% will occur. So that's powerful. right? Writing it firmly in a journal, firmly in writing, not typing, not putting it on your computer, not putting it in your phone, but actually pen and paper and writing it down. Confirms it, and writing it down daily. So I'm really a firm believer on those affirmations for sure. I am what? I am what? I'm kind. I'm courageous. I'm bold. For Brandon, maybe I know him just a little bit. I am the top chef that people come to get out of their, to know how to cook correctly for the metabolic reasons. I don't know if I'm quite saying all that right, but you know what I mean? You just tone in on what you want to be, even. Okay. Give you a few minutes to write your I am statements. You know what? I just feel there's no right or wrong to journaling, not whatsoever, right? You can have it, the 5-minute journal where it guides you. End of the night, it says 3 amazing things that happened today and how could I have made the day even better. And so there's a couple of things I'll have you do too right now, since we're at the end of our day. You're like, so we did the first things like that. Perhaps that's how you would wake up for the morning and write things down. And now we're going to fast forward and it's the end of your day. Again, you want to settle, sit, ground yourself, inhale, exhale. And now maybe answer to yourself, what are 3 amazing things that happened today? And I know where you're at, Brandon, you're probably only midday through your day, but it's okay. You've probably had some wonderful things happen already mid-afternoon. Really, I'm not sure where you're from, or Catherine. But what so far today is amazing that happened today? Write it down. And again, you find it hard, like maybe you're in a bad spot right now. You have a really hard time finding what's amazing today. Maybe you had not the best day. Find something small, right? When my kids were a little younger and I struggled with being a single parent and I really beat myself up and not thinking I was doing the very best. Sometimes the slightest thing would be I had ice cream with my kids. Recolored today, right? Today, for me, I connected with a wonderful EFT practitioner and I released some things that I needed to release. Maybe it was as simple as I got my mail today. It's something that's amazing. My one friend used to call it 3. Oh, again, I'm going to forget what she'd say. She had me do 3 gratitudes in the end of the night, 3 praise yourselves, right? So it's amazing, something that you are happy about. And that retrospection, how could I have made today even better? And again, if you're midday right now and you're deciding to journal midday because you're on here with me, what can I do to finish up my day to make it even better? If you didn't finish something that you had on your list of things to do or your goal in your mind to get done today, maybe it's just that. Pick one thing. There we go. All right, folks. I'm just, again, super delighted that there's a few of you on here. You know, I went in today making the decision this week that I was going to do this. You know, and it's hard. I don't know who, I didn't have too many people register, so to speak. I didn't know if anybody would pop on. And I remembered when I was doing yoga class, and often I didn't know if anybody would show up. And I'd say, it doesn't matter, right? It's a matter of me showing up. It's a matter of me showing up. So I showed up, you know, often to the mat. Sometimes, and sometimes the best classes were that one extra person, one person with me practicing. We could connect. You know, I feel if you guys would like, you could go. All of you are off camera. If you want to be on camera, does it give you that option? I don't know if maybe I did something when I was creating this. So I think everybody is able to unmute if you want, and feel free to ask me any questions. I don't know if I gave you anything new that you already know, you know, that anything new at all, if it's stuff you already know, or if it just helped you reconnect to journaling again, and that how it can make you feel just to connect to yourself by simply writing. You know, just some other tidbits. You know, I had a young gentleman, and I was looking for his information because I swore he had a journal page or journal website, and I couldn't find it. If I do find it later, I'm going to reach out to him and ask him, because I can't remember. But he would have, he had different things. He had for his journals, he would use it for almost like a never ending, you know, goals, right? He would have his immediate goals in one spot and his future goals, and he would maybe change those up, you know, look at them every day. And he had a really good way. I should have him come on one of my interviews and have him talk about it, because it was really interesting. And so I not only do the gratitudes and I don't do it every day, but when I am and being more consistent on my journaling, I do my gratitudes. I know, and sometimes I often tend to do my goal setting. Like, I am part of a financial services, Primerica Financial Services, and often we have, they've helped us learn how to do some goals. What do you need to do? So often it's put right in, you know, I'll put what do I need to do what do I want? What is my goal for the month? You know, is it 10 new clients? And then I might need to break that down per week. What is that per week for me? If I want 10 new clients, say even a month, and that would mean I need 2 clients a week, right? Or more than 2 clients, 2 or 3 clients a week to have 10 more new clients a month. If I wanted 10 new clients a month, that would mean I would need to, you know, or 10 to in a week, or it could be 10 a week. So I just, you know what I'm trying to say here is that, you know, basically break down what it is. What are some of your goals, and then break them down. And you can write that in your journal. And you can just constantly every day relook at what the day before was. Has anything changed, right? Some people have, you know, a journal for their work or their entrepreneurship, their ongoing projects. You could have a cold goals, or, you know, a journal like this 5-minute journal that's more just for your personal reflection. And you can also have a journal. Like, I have a journal that I found, you know, sometimes you can find those ones that prompt are great. Like, I have a journal that's within a nutrition book that I'm following right now. And it will have me, you know, say what did you accomplish today? What was easy for you? What wasn't easy? What's your plan for tomorrow? Now, the funny thing is, I'm pretty sure that I'm supposed to be talking about my eating pattern in this book, but sometimes I tend to be putting other things in there. Right? It's my journal, right? But that's a good one. You know, sometimes if you're on a nutritional path, you know, I'm trying to make eating a more proper way of eating into my life. And so it becomes a habit, and it becomes a lifestyle, not just, oh, I eat this way once in a while. So I am journaling as I go to see, and some of the big part of it is my mindset. Is I got to change my mind in order of how I view eating and what I view is the right things to eat, right? So it's really great to have a journal to go along with things that you are incorporating in your life. Makes sense? Okay. All right. So I was going to take this for an hour. I'm feeling like I'm kind of shy on some meat. Again, it doesn't look like anybody has any questions. So I would like to, I'm feeling compelled to just share a little bit more about how journaling can really affect your life. And again, I shared a little bit about myself already, about the first last month not doing it, and that how today when I sat to write again, that I was feeling okay now. I haven't did this in a while, like reconnecting to myself. But I do notice also that because I've incorporated journaling, and predominantly more so doing it than not, that it has really helped me to clear the cobwebs, to really clear what I want, right? Now, granted, sometimes it also brings up more questions, right? Who's had that? Like you're feeling focused, you're getting going, you're writing, you're journaling, and all of a sudden you realize it's asking yourself questions is making you question even more, which is good though. To put yourself in a state of question helps you to get to the next step, to the next level. All right. So, thinking here. Hope your pens and papers are still near. Okay. And I want to play a little bit, if you don't mind. All right, here we go again. I always like to take in little quick snippets of meditation. I want you to just close those eyes, exhale. Just let all thoughts slip out of your mind. If things start to pop up in your mind's eye, in your thoughts, I want you to imagine a chalkboard and write those thoughts or see those images and then erase them. Just keep erasing. And then I want you to open your eyes when you're ready. Well, first, before you open your eyes, I'm sorry. I want you to picture a path. This path can be anything you want it to be. If you like a nice sandy path, it's a sandy path. If it's a rocky, pebbly path, then that's what it is. Just a path. So if a path in a woods, maybe you have a place you like to walk that has a nice path. Picture that. But as you're walking on this path, it becomes like light, like you look down and you don't see anything. You don't even see your feet. You just see light. And each step, you know you're walking in your mind's eye. You know you're walking, but you don't see your feet. You don't see the path anymore. And pretty soon you're just encompassed by this white. Okay, white light. It clears everything. You feel at peace. And then as you continue, you start to see the path come back again. Start to see your feet again. The end of that path, you see yourself. What, and I want you to ask yourself, what are you doing? It's, who are you? And what are you doing? What do you want to do? What is your dreams? This might be hard for you a little bit. If you're not getting anything at first, don't force it. Just see what your true self tells yourself. Right? So you walked on this path of light, connection to all, and you ended meeting yourself. What does yourself want you to be? Just hear what some of the thoughts are. Sit with that for a few. And when you're ready, begin writing down. And if you need to keep your eyes slightly closed as you're writing, do so. Just allow what you're feeling and sensing and seeing. If you're more of a intuitive, one that just hears things for yourself, just write that down. If you're not seeing anything that I'm telling you, but you feel some thoughts come into your mind, write it down. Just allow it to flow. This is a little bit of just connect, feel, and allow yourself to just let things come out on the paper. Who do you want to be? What do you want to see? What is going to happen in the next few months, 6 months, year? You can see how you can play with this. It can get really juicy. It might sometimes not make much sense. Don't worry about it. You'll be surprised when you go back in a few weeks or even the next day and read it and think, wow, I wrote that? All right. Again, I appreciate everybody for popping in today. I popped in. And I hope you enjoyed the evening. I didn't quite take it a whole hour, which is okay. I think it is exactly as it was supposed to be. I hope you enjoyed. Read it the next day and read it and think, wow, I wrote that. Hope everything made sense. And I will be closing this out. And happy journaling. And, I would love your feedback. Love to see what you think. And if in a couple of days and you've practiced a little more work on your I can't talk today, on your journaling, I'd like to see if anything else arose up for you, and if you have any thoughts or if you have any cool journals that you found, let us know. All right, thank you so much. I will talk to you soon. This is Rebecca with Radiant Possibilities. And I will, thank you. Thank you, appreciate that. Thanks, okay. I will be having more tomorrow. We'll be covering meditation. So if you like the little bit of meditation that's going on tonight, wait till tomorrow. Well, what we'll do is we'll cover a couple different types of meditation. So I will like do a guided meditation, have you come out of it. Maybe we'll all talk about how that made you feel. Then I'll try, I think I'm gonna do a little Kundalini Kriya where it's totally different type of meditation, right? Nobody's did a Kundalini Kriya, you'll find it interesting. And so bring some friends, tell them about it. Come over tomorrow again, same time, 7 p.m. to 8 p.m. or close to that, and we'll talk about meditation, and we'll do meditation. I won't just talk about it. So talk to you soon. This is Rebecca.